What we doing here? Make sure you subscribe. Otherwise, what are you doing here? Hmm? Honestly, salute everybody that's subscribed. Salute everybody that's championing the landing. I see enough people in comments addressing the mishap of yesterday or the day before, showing support. Because I suppose what it is, a percentage of us will understand when man's talking, what man's talking on, and how man means it to come across. And then there's a big percentage that won't understand that. And I get that. I'm the one on the internet. I'm the one that has to be mindful of that. The problem with me is I like the fact that I just say what I want to say. Don't get me wrong. 9 times out of 10, when it's out, I might watch it back and feel like, could have said that better, big man. Which brings me to my point. It's not what you say. Sometimes it's how you say it. No? And I get that. I understand that. Which brings me to Elaine. And salute Elaine. Elaine the pain, which lets me know she knows the madness that she's up to. Yeah, address her as Elaine the pain. All sorts of pain. All sorts of things. It's crazy. But yeah, salute her. I feel like her message, which was to boycott the Asian community, was harsh. It was harsh. I feel like it could have been said differently. I feel like it could have just been a case of, yo, support our own being black people, and just to, I've said this how many times, I'm half black, mum's white. We know about ackee and saltfish and dumplings for breakfast and them thing there, but being half white, I need beans on my plate. You know what I mean? What we doing here? But continue to do what you're doing, Elaine. You say it with chest, you stand on your 10, and your message is not said in vain. It's not said to show disrespect, I don't believe. My opinion. I just believe you're passionate about what you're saying, you're standing on it, and you're going to do what you do. So continue to do what you do. I would have just said, could it have been mentioned in a different way? And it's easy for me to say again, outside looking and, but just giving you my opinion, like, invest in your own, support your own. I don't think no one would have raised the eyelid to that, Eyebrow, eyelid. Crazy. Maybe both. But yeah, continue your journey. Because it's right. If you're saying that black people should be supporting each other in business and other ventures, then there's nothing wrong with that. From what I know, and what most of us know, how skilled black people was, if you want to go back generations until this day, how skilled the culture is. Like, there was a time when black folks would be getting paid the same kind of pay as the average person. Once upon a time, I'm talking, way back, them time there. We wasn't about and that. You know what I'm saying? It was all sorts of weird things going on them time there. But it's only right, man. I'm sure there was times when black people could have got mortgages and certain things, but there was some strange things going on with increasing numbers here for this percentage of people with a certain skin tone. And then there was, you know what I'm saying? So, look, we're in a time where racism still exists heavily. I don't agree with it. But the fact of the matter is, if you can support your own, then support your own. Naturally. And I feel like that's all she had to say, innit? That's it. Now, if she was looking for some kind of spark, she lit the place. She lit the place up. Because one thing that I need to know, firstly, Elaine, if this all goes left, what side am I on in this thing here? Just make me understand, innit? Because you know how much times they mistake me for Asian and it's all love and peace and power to the people, but truth be told, I'm half your way there. You know what I mean? So just make me understand. Send me a DM and let me know where I stand if it goes left. Because like I said, a lot of people can feel offended. They're entitled to feel offended, especially if they're Asian. Which brings me to another question. So what are you saying, Elaine? We shouldn't be supporting Pakman and that? Kaymuni and that? What we doing there? Them man them release all sorts of music. Them man them's got all sorts of talent. Huh? Them man them's making all sorts of quids. We can't turn our nose up at that. Talent, good music. Nah. What are we doing there? And thirdly, you see Boss Man on my block when I was growing up. You don't know Boss Man used to give the man them tabs and that. Huh? He knew the man them was broke. But Friday there was some paper. Yeah, so you see on Monday, Boss Man, I need that loaf of bread, you know, I need that milk and I need certain things. I'm going to circle back Friday. He knew certain man wasn't going to forward back. Why? Because the paper wasn't straight, buddy. Yeah? It's over, buddy. Yeah? Gyro's not coming through. Panic stations. All sorts of people getting kicked out the yard and all sorts of weed in the air to resolve the stress. And you think, say what, Boss Man's at the top of the priority list. It's over, buddy. So we can't throw shade on Boss Man now. Nah. Morally, that's not right. You know? And I'm sure there's many examples. But that's the message I get when you're saying what you're saying. Correct me if I'm wrong. Leave it in the comments. But I agree with you. If you want to say black people need to support black business and other ventures, then salute. Nothing wrong with you saying that. The moment you say boycott and these kind of words, you know the thing, internet. And I know you're strong enough to stand on your 10 and, you know, take the raft of what's going on, but could have been said differently. I think it came across harsh. You know what I'm saying? Just my opinion though. But continue to do you, continue to be great. You've got a voice, you know what I'm saying? People like to hear what you're saying. They like to see an independent woman talking from the chest and standing on business. So just sometimes, you know, it's not what you say, it's how you say it, innit? You know what I mean? I'm trying to learn that as well, by the way. You got Bouncer talking about resets. I'm intrigued. Will Bouncer do what he sets out to do? I believe so. I do. Will the people support it? That's what I want to see. Because a lot of us will show a lot of support online. See, when it's time to put things in motion, no one's about. So I like to see it. When man's talking reset, and I'm seeing a lot of people on this reset thing, I need to know what we're doing here with this reset thing. What we talking about? Are man starting their own platforms? Are man, what? How are we going to make this reset happen then? Because I'm on it. I'm interested. I'm listening. I'm looking around. Man talk about reset. I'm like, yeah, the power should always be with the people within our culture. You know what I'm saying? I feel like for the last however many years, it's been only a selected few that get to do what they love to do when there's so much talent around, innit? But you know, don't get me started. I got stories for days and that. But Bouncer talking about reset. Elaine the Pain talking about boycotts. What are the folks saying? Let me know in the comments how you lot feel about it. Me personally, like I said, salute Elaine. I believe it could have been said differently. It came across as harsh. It came across as disrespectful to the Asian community, which I have a lot of friends in. I don't believe it was right. But the same time, I like to see what she's standing for in her way, in her beliefs. And that's the thing. See, when you're on the internet, bro, not everybody's going to agree. But the one thing I can respect is somebody saying their view, knowing they might get some backlash, as they call it, from the folks and that. But they're still going to deliver their message. I salute that, bro. So let me know in the comments, man. There's a war going on outside. And there's a war online. It's the landing, man. Make sure you subscribe. You never know what we might talk about.
Call me Saint Nick. Caesar with me too. Going ape shit. Gorillas in the zoo. We had to break shit.